Hello and welcome to my very first video. My name is Edward and today we'll be taking a look at my two biggest takeaways from the classic self-help book Think and Grow Rich, written by Dr. Napoleon Hill. So, most of you guys have probably heard about Napoleon Hill. He's very famous in the self-help, environment group. But for those of you who don't know, a little background story of the book itself. Napoleon Hill was a young reporter at the time, and he was to interview one of the most powerful and wealthiest men alive at the time, Andrew Carnegie. And the interview was supposed to last for, I think it was like 3 hours or so, but it ended up lasting like 3 days. It was really insane. And it ended, long story short, Mr. Carnegie offered Napoleon Hill the opportunity to work for him. And he was given a task that was supposed to take, listen to this, 20 years to complete. 20 years. And that was to create a simple philosophy for success by studying the most successful people at the time. And Mr. Carnegie would then introduce Napoleon Hill to all of these different people. There was a catch though. In 20 years, he was not to get paid. Think about that. The wealthiest man in the entire world offers you a job, and he's telling you, "I'm not gonna pay you." Would you take him up on that offer? Well, I think a lot of people wouldn't. Needless to say, Napoleon accepted the offer, and the reason behind this, of course, is because when you're going to interview the most successful people and make your philosophies for success and wealth, obviously the information you'll be gathering is more than enough payment, and you will eventually be able to pay your bills with that information too. So without further ado, that's a bit of the background, and we'll be starting off with my first takeaway, and that is a principle that Mr. Carnegie used actively. That is to never, I say never, ever commanded anyone to do anything. Listen to this, his boss, he's the man, the one you have to talk to if you have any questions, anything. He had every right in the world to give people orders and command people around to do this, to go do this, go do that, you know? But he never did that. What he did instead was he asked people questions. Would you mind? Would it bother you? Etc., etc. And that made such a huge difference, and surprisingly enough, he had the most loyal and hardworking people ever. And that's a bit in contrast to what you've seen today. If you're in a normal 9-to-5 job now, I'm not sure if your boss is like that. I highly doubt it. If not, if he or she is, you're extremely fortunate. So the same thing goes about criticizing someone. Just telling them, like, you're no good, this is no good, this work is no good. Just criticizing, not being constructive. That never does anything good. And in fact, as you probably understood, Mr. Carnegie did not criticize either. He tried to put the other person in his perspective. He asked them questions. What would you do if you were in my spot and my employee did this and that? What would you do? He did not criticize them. He simply asked them questions so they didn't feel attacked. And when you don't feel attacked, it's way easier to change. So the most successful person in the entire world at the time never commanded people to do anything. He simply asked them, and he never criticized anyone. Once again, ask them questions. Super important. Okay, so my number 2 takeaway, that is very quickly summed up in one simple quote from Dr. Hill himself, and that is, every adversity brings with it an equal or greater benefit. Now listen to that. I'm going to say it again. Every adversity, not some of them, 50% of them, every adversity brings with it an equal or greater benefit. I'll tell you a story from my own life. Recently, I just got started with online marketing, and I invested quite a bit of money. I'm 20, so that is quite a bit of money for me, around $2,000 to $3,000. That's quite a bit of money for me. And I then invested $400 approximately in some traffic not related to the company, and I got scammed. I lost them, 400 straight out of the window. And after having invested that other money, I needed to make them pay off. Need to make them count, and I lost them all, and that really sucked. And I quickly remembered that, okay, every adversity carries with it an equal or greater benefit, and I can't wait to see the benefit of this one. The greater benefit, that is. Because it sucks, you know? We all experience things in our life that suck, that are no fun, challenges that are difficult. I'm sorry, I'm making noises here. And the thing is, there's always something you can learn. The best thing to do is learn from other people's mistakes. But if you make a mistake yourself, you can learn from that too. And very often, as Dr. Hill said, every single time, the lesson is always greater than what you had to pay for it. So that's great motivation. For me, it is. And it inspires me to work even harder. And yeah, keep working, keep hustling. You know, you have to keep building up. And quite new in online marketing, so that's very interesting. Anyway, that wraps up my 2 biggest takeaways from this classic self-help book, Think and Grow Rich. Next week's book, on Edward's Book of the Week, you guessed it, is Secrets of the Millionaire Mind by Harv Eker. You've probably heard about this book too if you're want to get into the self-help environment, and it's also a book very much on mindset. It's a very interesting book. I've read it, I think, 2 or 3 times now, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be great fun. So, if you want to read the full written review on Think and Grow Rich, I have that in the description down below. You can go ahead, read that, and you can purchase the book if you want to. I personally really like listening to it on audiobook, and it's actually available on Spotify. The 17 lessons of his philosophy, that is. It's a bit different from the book, but that's what my review is about too. The 17 lessons of Napoleon Hill. So, like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you did not, and subscribe to me on YouTube, or follow my Instagram, or both. And you can follow me to see when I post my next Book of the Week review. And biggest takeaway, if you're into videos and listening to my annoying voice. So that's been Edward, and I thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye.